Good evening. Ooh, that was a bit close. Good evening, everybody. Oh, somebody is in. Let's have a little look. Got the laptop here. Oh, good evening, Philippa. Good evening, lovely. Hi, Cynthia. Hi, Sheila. Oh, smashing. We've got a few people coming in. That's lovely. I'm just seeing if I can get it on the laptop. I'm on my own at the minute, but oh, Donna. Hi, Donna, lovely. Are you all right? Oh. Let me just turn the volume down. Yeah, the volume's down. Fabulous. Excellent. Lovely. Oh, have I missed anybody? Oh, sorry. No, Caroline. Hi, Caroline. Hello, lovely. Now then, so I'm on my own this evening. Mark, well, I am at the minute. Mark's going to be in shortly. Hi, Anne. Good evening, Anne. So, oh, thank you. Thanks, Caroline. Oh, the other Caroline. Hello. So he should, all being well, be here shortly. Nicola, good evening. I'm going to concentrate on the screen because I can't. The problem, as I've said before, and I know Julie has the same problem. Good evening, Jenny. The problem I have is I really what I need bifocals or varifocals or whatever they call them, but unfortunately, because of the problem that I have with my eyes, I can't actually have them. I've tried, so I have glasses for close work, but I can't see sort of like further away, so I can't read your comments. So I'm afraid I'm a bit rubbish, but I know that Philip is in because I've just seen her, bless her. So I'm sure that she'll be able to answer any questions, because there might be some questions this evening about this product. It's a fantastic product, it really is. And we're going to have a little look. Just give it a couple more seconds. Hello, Wendy. Good evening. Just give it a couple of more seconds just to make sure everybody comes in, because I want to explain obviously how it all works and everything. Andreen, hello, lovely. How are you? God, I don't know about anybody else, but it's really muggy here. It's one of those evenings that you really feel as if you want a really good rain. I don't know if anybody's had one yet, but it's a bit murky. It's a bit murky. Oh, hi, Brian. Have you got your washing up done? Anne, good evening, lovely. So yeah, so it's one of those, they call it like sticky heat, don't they? Good, I'm pleased you're okay, Andreen. Smashing. So we're all getting over last week, aren't we? The fantastic Christmas event, and of course we'll be. I think Julie's going to be letting us know. Is it tomorrow about who's won what out of the lovely prizes, which will be fabulous. Right. Does it feel like that, Oh, Jenny, yeah, it's oh, rain, lightning and thunder in Scotland. Oh dear, stay away from trees. That's what they used to tell you when you was little, isn't it? Don't stand under a tree if it's lightning or thundering. Anyway, right, I'm going to press on and I'm going to turn the camera around. I might need to, just bear with me because I might need to stand up to this, I'll see. I'm I'm not as good as what Mark is when it comes to this turning the camera business round, I have to say. Let's have a little look. Oh, yeah, not too bad at all. Let me just see if I can just bring it forward a tad more. Right, super. Fabulous. Right, okay, so we're going to... now, I have got 2 cards. Julie said, no, you don't have to do 2 cards. And, yeah, what I've done is, I didn't want to, because obviously 2 cards, you know, with all the cutting and everything else, but they're actually really quite quick cards, although they look pretty super for you to be doing them. And these are sort of cards, actually, that you could do on a little bit of a run, you know, so if you've got a lot of Christmas cards, or of course you're making for your charities and selling or whatever, you can actually prep these sort of things, because what we're going to use is we're actually going to be using, it's called Relief Foil Paste. Now, I'll just put it there for a minute. It's a Richcraft product. Now, Richcraft is a company in Turkey. We do actually carry the products, and we do have some of these in stock. So if anybody is interested, please let me know. We haven't currently got them on the website because we literally ran out a couple of days ago. And because I was prepping some bits for a workshop that I'm doing in a few weeks' time, and so we've got some back in, and they came in yesterday, which was fantastic. But I haven't got them on the website yet, but I do know we've got some available. So so this is the magic. This is the what makes some really nice effects. Lots of things you can do with it, but I'm just going to do 2 tonight because I think obviously that's more than enough to do in one evening. Okay, so it looks like this. Let me take the... I've took the... I'm going to take that off, it's a nuisance. I took the... it's a new one because I've literally come to right to the end of that last one. And it's a little bit like, well, it's called a paste. It is a little bit like dimensional paste, and this is exactly what we're going to be, how we're going to be using it. So, really good product. So I've got the 2 cards. What I've done is, I have sort of like prepped it quite considerably. I wouldn't normally, if I was just doing the one or the other, I would do it right from scratch in real time, but I thought I really wanted to show both ideas because this is what I've used on both of the projects. Okay, so I'm going to first of all show you, let me show, which one should we show you first? It doesn't matter really. No, I'll show you the one with the stencil first. Okay, because now I have, unfortunately, we're really low. As we've had some really good good sales on the Wow foils recently, and we've been doing some workshops, and of course I've been using them for my projects as well. And I've run out of silver, so I do need to put another order in. And but unfortunately I didn't get it done in time, so I'm going to be using another company's silver, but I'll be honest with you, I prefer the Wow. Okay, I do prefer the Wow. We always normally have the Wow in, and I'm a bit cross with myself, but anyway, that is the gold, but I really want silver for this project, so I'm going to be using this. Now the other thing, of course, what we could use, and I am debating whether to use this actually, just to show you the difference in the 2 products. In fact, I might do this actually. We could actually use the gilding flake. Now this is like you would get in a pot, but it's just gilding sheets. Okay, so I've got these because we were doing a project with some Powertex bowls, and we needed to actually gild inside, and it's easier by using the sheets than it is the flakes. But you could quite easily use the flakes as well as the sheets. So I think what I'm going to do is, yeah, I've just made my mind up. I'm going to use this, the flake on this one, and then I will use the gorgeous Peruvian gold on the other one that I'm going to show you. So I won't be using that one. So that's what we're going to do. So I do need to get myself, I shall use this tub that I've got all my bits and pieces in, because obviously it does go everywhere, doesn't it? I have got, which is some of Wow's, and I don't have it in the packaging, so I'm not sure what the colour is, but I have got this absolutely stunning, I would call it icy blue, but you know, that's just what I would call it, so it could be called something completely different. But what we might do, we might just do a little bit of both and see what a variation would be like. Let's do it, eh? Let's do it. Right, okay, so first of all, what I need to be doing is the part that I'm actually going to be using the paste on, as you can see, is the background. So I'm just going to hold it up, and I do want to I'm just going to stand up to make sure I can show you the actual dimension of, it's a difficult one, isn't it? But I really, really need to show you how that stands proud. Now, I do know that Julie commented, she actually messaged me when I sent this, because this was one of my Christmas makes. When I sent this, she did say to me, she said, well, how have you got that? So I sort of explained it, but it's remarkable, really remarkable how deep that this actual lettering is. And I don't know whether you can actually, you can tell, but the way that I describe it is, it looks as if, going back to, say for instance, if we cut Hazel's alphabet letters out, right? If we cut Hazel's alphabet letters out and did at least two letters of this letter C out, possibly three, stuck them all together, that's the depth that you would get from this actual from the stencil, and that's any stencil. I've just picked this one because obviously it goes rather well with, it goes well with the theme, doesn't it, because it's Christmas. So so anyway, I know that lots of you have got this stencil from previous Christmas launches. Now so what we're going to do first is we're going to actually do this and show you, then I will talk through the rest of the bits and bobs that we're going to be using. Okay, so like we said at the beginning, this is the actual product. So it's a milky consistency. It dries absolutely clear. I have got one that is completely clear. Alright, so let me just pop that on to there. Palette knife, straight down, just exactly how you would when you would be putting paste on. So it's up to you whether you fasten your stencil down. I'm a bit of a devil for this, I don't. I do tend to stencil an awful lot, and I do tend to think, oh, I'll get on with it. Oh, that's marked now. It's just pulled up in front of the window, so it's not too much later, is he? He's been doing a house move today, and it's been quite a big house move. 3 lots of from with the van, of quite a distance between each one, so he's earned his money today. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to lift the, obviously, paste, lift the stencil off. I've just said that you was just coming in, so
hello everybody.
Yay.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's all right. I think you've earned being late.
Yeah.
You've earned your crust today. Actually, I'm sorry to be a nuisance, but as soon as you've come in, can I just give you a job and just put that in some water? Sorry. I was going to wipe it, but you know. Right, so you can see now what it goes on, and you've got that. You can see where you've gone. It's all absolutely lovely. You can see that. Look, you might be able to see the depth in that with me showing you it like that actually. Now it's a water-based product, which is all of Witchcraft products are water-based. Okay, so that is a plus for me because I don't really care for products that are solvent-based. Sometimes we have to. If we don't, then I prefer to take that option. Now, so what we will need to do now is leave this now for at least an hour and a half, possibly 2, depending on the weather, depending how warm the room is. Obviously, it's super warm today. So I did do one earlier, and this is what I have got now. So I've actually done it straight onto the card blank for this one, because I knew that's what we wanted. I did it on a piece of just smooth white cardstock from the one that I've just done, because I wasn't sure what I was actually going to use that for when it's dried. Okay, so I'm just going to take my palette knife out of the put it in some water, sorry. Just put the palette knife in some water and then wash your stencil straight away. I cannot stress that enough. It is absolutely essential that you do that. All right. Now I'm just going to use this tray. Actually, I'm just going to take my bits, put all my bits and pieces in a tray after I've prepped, so that I know it's all ready and sorted. So I'm going to put that in a tray. So I do think when you're using flakes, well, they just get everywhere, don't they? And don't sneeze while you're doing it, because it can get a little bit of a problem. Now, what I'll do is I will show you both ways. Okay, I'll show you some of this lovely icy blue, because it will go with the theme beautifully, and I will do the flakes on here as well. Now, the other thing that you can put on here is you can put fine glitters. Now, if you've got a really fine glitter, you can also put that onto it once it's dried. You can also put mica powders, basically like really tiny mica beads. They have to be the tiniest one though. And basically it's anything that is small enough to stick to the very small the design of the stencil. So let me just explain this though. This is not right. When I touch it, it's sticky. It's still sticky. It's dry, so when I put my finger on it, it's not gonna. The paste is not gonna come off, but it remains sticky until you put something on it. So basically, it'll remain sticky until. So if you do some, don't do too many, because it will actually still remain sticky for forever, basically. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to randomly put some of this blue on. Now I've not done this, I've not mixed the two together, so we'll have a little look at this to see how it works. And you can see there, look, just take that off there. There we go. Can you see that? That oh, that is a lovely colour. Not quite silver, but it's not quite, it's not blue either, so that's a nice middle of the road. Like I say, I'm sorry I don't know the actual colour of this one. It's just in my flake foiling box. So I'm just putting a little bit of this on. What you do, pop it down, just rub your finger over. Don't go on like a bull in a china shop. Just go on nice and just firmly. But what happens is it doesn't, because it's dry but still sticky, it doesn't flatten what you've actually done. Now, so now we're going to go on with the flake, and this is when you mustn't don't do any more movement than what's absolutely necessary. Oh dear, my fingers are really quite sticky because it's so so warm. It's not sticky from anything else, but just warm. So I'll just put pieces of this on, and then I'll just use the excess. Is it on there okay, Mark? I did check it. I just stood up and had a little look. Oh, you see, it's all sticking to my fingers because it's maybe not the night to be doing gilding flakes, but anyway.
It's only 26 degrees.
Is it? It's just, I was saying earlier though, Mark, it's really clammy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's.
It really needs.
The sun really hasn't been out today.
No, it's been a right
good for
funny
us.
day. It has been good for you moving. Yeah, absolutely. Now look, you see, it's going to be stuck up. I should have done this afterwards. Never mind. I love gilding flake. I love the effect of it, but yeah, you have to do it in the right circumstances. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue using this foil, and then it will attract itself to any sticky that is still there. That's it, look. And then I'll get the sponge on it to take away any of the excess foil. So bear it in mind, if it's a really warm day, maybe go with the foil and not with the flake, but you always like a challenge, don't you? Well, I do. Okay. Let's have a look at that. That should have got all of it. No, it is a proper Christmas here, isn't it? Right, so I'm just using this really soft, nice clean brush just to get the worst, well not the worst, but the bigger pieces off. Okay, which I think I've got there now. And then just with a sponge, just with a not the scrubby bit of the sponge, because it's too harsh. Just with the soft, these are just the cheap and cheerful sponges from the very affordable shop. We get through a lot of these. And just take off the excess of the flake. Quite like the variation of the two actually. It's quite nice. It's always worth a go, isn't it? Because really, you're not, even if it was terrible, you're not wasting that much product, really. I'm just having a... Right, let's take that away. Put that there. Now I have noticed there's a couple of little bits. But like I say, it will only stick to what's sticky still, so you're not going to get anything overloaded or doubled up or anything. That it? Yeah, I think so. I think that's it. Right, okay, so now we just, now it definitely looks like Christmas in here. Right, oh dear, I've hoover-chested it. Never mind.
Oh, have you made a mess already?
Yeah.
After I've come.
he did, hoovered yesterday. I made such a mess last week on the floor because we were preparing for a power test workshop on Sunday. We were doing, we've got some mica powders that our own mica powders now, and honestly, that we had to. There was literally, honestly, mica just everywhere. So all I'm doing now, just nipping around the edges with the blue, and I haven't I haven't put anything extra on my brush because I didn't want that much. I just wanted just to show it a bit of colour really. Hopefully you're liking what you're seeing. It's rather a clever product, it really is. Right, so that is that bit. Now I've got the Midas touch.
In Scotland.
Yes, Andreen said
Yes.
earlier, yes.
It's really dry.
Apparently it was thunder and lightning here last night, but obviously, no. Right, so I've got all these bits and bobs here that we're going to now do. We've got a shaker element there, but I did it under a piece of parchment, or you could use vellum. I just had a scrap of parchment, so I thought I would use just use that. I didn't, although I like obviously the shaker element of it, and it's lovely because you've got that, but it's just a little bit of a glimpse under the parchment, so I thought that was quite nice. But obviously if you prefer to have the full-on shaker element and you can see it all and everything, then put acetate underneath that instead of the parchment. So let me just tell you, right, so I've used the dinky circles, so I've used this scalloped edge and the inside, this circle to actually take the inside ring out. I've just freehand cut a piece of vellum, and then for the flowers I've used, well actually what I've done is I did the beautiful blooms, which I absolutely love, and I think you can use these for any flower, whatever, during the year. I think they're brilliant poinsettias as well. I've also cut a couple of the stamen parts in the silver mirri. I have cut some leaves from the Medley of Leaves die set, which is never far away from me. But also I had these left over from something else that I was doing, which these are Emma's Christmas florals, and I had these left over, and because they were on the parchment, I thought it would look rather nice if I just incorporated a couple of those in as well, with having the parchment in the middle. But we'll see. I've got everything all cut and ready, obviously, like I say, because the main idea of tonight is to show you the foiling. Right, so I'm just putting a little bit of glue on the background there. Everything's covered now in golden foil. And then pop a piece of parchment down.
It looks as though Jenny hasn't done a shaker before.
Oh, have you not, Jenny? Oh, right. Well, I'll be a little bit steadier then, because it's good. It's good to. Oh, shakers are lovely, Jenny. Now, so normally the traditional, I won't say traditional, whether it's traditional or not, but generally the way that we do it, when we do it without using one of the shaker bubbles, or because you can buy the actual acetate like bubbles. I know that they, I don't know if they're available this year, I know they were last year, that actually are sort of more raised up. You can buy them in different shapes and things. But I do have some of those, and I do use them sometimes, but I tend to just make my own because they're so easy to do. You do tend to have a piece of acetate instead of the vellum, and the acetate, of course, you can see exactly what is in the shaker part. But I just wanted to do something a little bit different for this one, so hence I'm using a piece of parchment that I had left over. Now, the most important thing is, so you're going to cut your shape, whatever shape you want, and then whatever aperture you want, okay? And then you're going to stick flat, either whatever your window is going to be. So whether it's vellum, whether it's parchment, whether it's acetate, you're going to stick that flat to the actual piece that is the top bit that you can see. And then this is the most important bit. This is now then I don't know what the how thick this would be, but maybe 1/2 centimetre, I would say, thick of foam tape. Now you can get it, and they actually call it. You can get some that they actually call shaker tape. Now the actual shaker tape is really good because you can literally move it around like I'm doing, around your circle, like so, because what you need to do, you need to make an area in the middle that's lifted. Now there's several important things about shaker, but one of the most important is making sure that you don't have a gap, especially if you're going to be using glitter, because of course what will happen is it will all fall out, which the recipient won't be very happy about. Now I'm going to use the blue. I'm going to stick the blue where I want. This is going to be the base, so I'm just going to pop my blue. You don't have to. You could have the Christmas stencil showing quite nicely, actually. Oh, let's just see where this is going to. I want it there, so I'll place that there. So now what we've got is, this is the base, but it'd be nice because it's got that nice blue colouring glitter, same card obviously as what I've cut the aperture with. And then what you're going to use is, there's so many things that you can use. I've got these glitter jewels. These are absolutely gorgeous. You can see they are iridescent, so when the light catches them, they are going to show really, really well. You could use micro beads, you could use ordinary seed beads. One thing that I have used in the past, I haven't done it for a long time, but say if you do a sunflower card and you do, so you got some nice, like the sunflower set of a stamp and die of Julie's, which I know I use a lot and I must bore you sometimes because I use it so much. But if you were doing a sunflower card, you could have a shaker and put some sunflower seeds inside the shaker and use the acetate, because then you'd be able to see the seeds nicely. Obviously, like I say, we could use glitters. You could use basically anything that's going to rattle. All right, but you don't want it too big, because it will press onto the actual screen. What we're calling we'll call this the screen as such, the window to the shaker, and then it'll push it up and it won't shake anyway if it's too big. Now what I do tend to do is I always put some of my wet glue on my shaker tape, or just ordinary tape, whatever you're using, ordinary foam tape, especially because this is quite a raised area, so it will give it a little bit more adhesion. Now the other thing is, and I've learnt this from doing it and it not working entirely how it should, don't pile the contents of your shaker all in the middle so that it's tall. Make sure that they are spread out, but not spread any further than where you've got your shaker tape. Okay, because if you do that, then the bits and bobs will stick on the shaker and then it won't create that seal. So I'm just going to go over the top and then literally press it down like so. Alright, and then once you've got it, you can see, Can you see that shaking there? You think you can. I mean, like I say, it's a subtle one because I've got the parchment, but that's what I wanted. I didn't really want, I wanted all this and the flowers to be the focus. I didn't really want the shaker, but I really felt that it would look really gorgeous. And because it's iridescent, it's catching the light, isn't it? So that's looking rather nice. And it's just a nice bit of movement on the card. So I'm going to pop the lid on that because I've had those all over before long. Right, so I've got my, as we said before, I've got my leaves and all my flowers cut out. So all I need to do now, it's getting really low on my glue, is just place them wherever you want them to be. So I'll just pop that one just there. Actually, I'll just snip off that stalk. I don't need that there. And then another one at the bottom. Just on the actual framework itself, or you could of course put it on the background. This part, just you go with whatever you feel that you're happy with. I do snip these leaves up a lot as well, so if I've got an arrangement and I just want a few here and there, I do tend to snip them about a bit as well because it always looks quite nice. Now, because I've got both lots of flowers, because I decided on that, I'm going to put one here because you can still see that lovely foiling underneath there. I'm not going to put all of these on because I think it'll be too much. But you can see the foiling underneath the parchment, which is really nice. And then we'll put the other ones on here. It's quite a contemporary feel of a Christmas card, but the sentiment that I've chosen, I'll show you in a second. So if we lift these up a little bit as well, you've got that lovely dimension from that beautiful flower, one of my favourites. I've actually done the stamens in silver because I thought that would then pick up the silver in the background. Not sure if that's going to stick on that silver, certainly not immediately. You know what it's like on discards. A bit more glue on there, so let it sit. Now, so the sentiment that I've to use, and of course as you can see, I've used the Christmas banners. But let me just show you. So I've taken, so I've got the winter wishes, because what I was thinking was this, I know we've got Christmas in the background, but this could be a card maybe for somebody who maybe they don't do Christmas big time, but you want to really send them a card. Hope that makes some sense. You know, some people don't always want to do big and full-on Christmas, do they? So I'm using the VersaFine Claire Paradise.
Yeah, Julie's just popped in. She says sorry she's late. Says well I was late as well. So.
Oh, don't worry, Julie. I did send you a message before, but I then went on live, so you maybe didn't see it. So yeah, so here we are. So Winter Wishes. You can see how beautiful this stamp. If you haven't got these already, I have to say they are a joy to use. They really, really are. So crisp and clean. Absolutely perfect. So what I have done is I have popped one that I made earlier onto some silver, and I've just cut the little indents out to make it like the banner. Of course, the banner die that we've had quite a while does actually fit, but if you're just doing a few, then obviously you cut them cut them with your scissors. They're very easy to do. So just put in.
Oh, Brian only does Christmas because of my lady Philippa.
Ah, so you wouldn't do Christmas then?
Doesn't sound like it.
No. Just going to cut a little bit of that off because it's a little bit. Just want to pop that. I know Philippa absolutely adores Christmas, so I don't think he could possibly get away with it in their house. No. Right, so I'm going to leave that as it is. And now on the original, now then, it's a bit quick to move that. Just taking any bits and bobs off there before I show you the finished. That'll just take a minute to do. So this one was the original one. So I did do a few snowflakes down the edge, and I didn't put the parchment flowers on, but I did think, right, I'll do something a little bit different on this one. I did do the parchment, a couple of the parchment Christmas flowers from Emma's set, and then I also left the leaves in white glitter. Just added that little bit of silver in the middle and just put a little bit of blue around the edges. Now, of course, you can add a border if you wanted to, but that is one way that you can use the paste. There we go. So that's one way. Now, the other way is, just move these bits out of the way and bring in these bits. Now, the other way to do it, where's the, oh, here it is. I've done this one earlier as well, because that's the thing about the paste, you do need to do it and leave it for at least, now for this method all I've done is I've actually just brushed, or with a palette knife or just an old brush, I've just brushed it onto a linen card. So this is a linen, as you can see, the linen effect card, which I absolutely love. And what I do for this is, now, like I say, you can either do it using your palette knife or a brush, but what you must do is, as soon as you finish using your brush, you must put it straight into water, because, well, it'll ruin it. You'll be using it on one of the canvases that our lovely Philippa makes. That's what you'll be doing, and it's a shame if it's a good brush. So all I'm doing is I'm just dipping in. I'm only taking a little bit at a time. I'm using a scrap piece of white card here on the crease of the card blank, because I'm doing it straight onto the card blank. If you was doing it onto card and then sticking it onto the card blank, then obviously you wouldn't need to do this, but I'm doing this here so that I don't get any on this side, because I tell you, when you get it on something, it stays on it, okay? And you would either need to foil it or you'd need to start again. Alright, so I'm just starting from the edge, I'm just flicking it across. I'm doing it in nice straight lines, but then that's because I like nice straight lines. If you wanted to do it like this, cool, do it however you like. So because it's really much thinner than when you're putting it through the stencil, it's going to be much quicker to dry. Okay, it dries, I would say maybe even half an hour, not even half an hour if it's a nice warm day. Alright, because you literally are just, you know, sort of going over it with a very thin layer. Take off any that you haven't used, and I can't tell you how long this will last you, honestly. It lasts ages. Make sure when you're not using it though, you put your lid on, you keep it on nice and tight, and it will last a good while. So take that off, and then really it's not really any use. So what you do now is you put this aside, leave it to dry with your stenciled one, and then bring in the one that we did earlier. Now I tested it, that's my tester, just to make sure that it was dry enough. And you can tell, so if I did this, you can tell that it's sticky, but it's not coming off of my finger, and that's when it tells you that it's actually fine and good to go. So we are going to be using, where is it? Oh yeah, here it is. We are going to be using the Peruvian Gold from Wow, but of course whatever you want to use. And then what I tend to do is I just tend to put it down like so, cut off that piece, and then just with your finger, don't worry if it creases, it really isn't a problem. Make sure that you've got it all, pressing it all down like so, and then very nice. Oh, that's stuck on there because it's got some on it. Right, so then you just basically covering it. Now you don't need to. You could, if you wanted, you could take a sponge and do it with a sponge if you really wanted to, if you don't want to use your fingers. But can you see it's like a brushed idea on it. And of course you can use your flake as well. If you've got flake and you want to use some of that, use your flake, because like I say, all the things that I mentioned before you can use on this method as well. So your fine glitters, your very fine microbeads, and what I like to do is I like to make sure when you're brushing it out, you're brushing it out at different levels as well, and different thicknesses, because it makes it look it's quite distressed. Yeah, distressed, I think. Yeah. I think distressed is quite a good word for it. But you know, if you like it very precise, then just stop it at the same point, you know, make sure it's all, or if you wanted to, just do some in sheets and then cut them and make them, you know, sort of do that sort of idea where you can mat and layer a piece up or something like that, you know. The only thing I would say is make sure you've got all the sticky, because if not, every single thing is going to stick to it. So just take the bit that you've been using with the sort of bits on and go over it. Now the other thing that I have done in the past, if I'm a little bit unsure, I've gone over with my anti-static bag, because obviously that's like a talcum powder, and I've gone over and just covered over and then wiped that off, just buffed it up again, and then that's actually allowed it to get any residue. There shouldn't be any once you've been over it, but just in case. And then all you're going to do then is just go over the top, a tiny bit there, that was the tiniest bit. Just go over the top with a bit of kitchen roll soft cloth or whatever, and then bring your card together. Maybe I should have scored that before I've done that, but that's not a problem. Let's do it from this side, that's it. That's better. Right. Just got a little tiny bit over there. What about you? Well, that would really annoy me. Right, so that is using the foil. Now the actual the wow foil. Now you can see on this one, I'll just show you the difference. I have done a lot less of the paste because you'll never get to the same. Never get to the same, no matter how hard you try. But I think that's the joy of crafting, isn't it? So what we've got now is we have got some. Let's look at the time. There we go. We've got some of the foilables. Now I have to admit, I completely forgot to bring the laminator. Should have brought the laminator this morning because we do have that at home and we're at the unit, and I did forget. But that's not a problem because this first one I did put the foil in through the foilables through the laminator, so you can see you've got that gorgeous finish there. I do love the foilables. I've used these every single Christmas they've been out. On this occasion we're leaving them black and white because obviously, and I don't have an iron here. Why would I have an iron? I don't know. I mean, I've got an encaustic iron somewhere, but there's no way I was going to be able to find that, I don't think, today. So what I need to do is I need to just colour this one. I've done one already because they both are the same. I'm just using the watercolour. I've just got some watercolour pencils, but you obviously you use whatever you want to use. I just have these nearby, so you could use distress inks, obviously, anything that you want to colour in with. As you well know, they are just a joy to colour in, and I know Julie did a lovely live with them for the Christmas event. You can still foil them after you've coloured them as well. Yeah, apparently so. I didn't know that until Julie did the Christmas event, and so I learnt that. So normally in the past I have foiled mine, and then coloured them in. But I think Julie, you did both, didn't you? So just doing. I always think when you're doing this, you always look as if it's a child colouring, but I am going to get my brush on it in a second. So with pencil, you don't have to necessarily rush around because, of course, there's another one there. I was going to say I don't do anything yet. There we go. So I'll just do the red. There we go. Just colour those out a bit. There we go. They're just such smooth card as well. This is what I like. I don't think I've used any of my colouring mediums. No matter what I've used on them, the foilables just seem to take everything, which is fantastic. You're not limited to certain products, which I love. I'm doing this quickly. You'll just take a bit more time over it. There we go. And then just want some berries. One I've got the red. Okay, and then you can just do the green. I wasn't entirely sure whether this was the right green for the poinsettias, but you know what, it looked nice. So what I tend to do is this is the sort of thing that I take home with me and sit by the TV and do all the colouring up, and then they're all ready for when I want to do the. Oh, I've missed a red leaf out there. Look.
Yeah, Julie says you can do it either way round.
I know. I learnt that, Julie, from you on the live.
Philippa colours hers with alcohol markers.
Oh yes, I forgot to say alcohol markers. Yes, alcohol markers. I use my Faber-Castell oil-based pencils on them. I've used so many different things, which I just think is fantastic, because you know, if we're very prescriptive on what we use on various things, it doesn't mean that it means that it's restricting for other people to use them, doesn't it? You know, it's not everybody has everything that. Well, no, I don't have everything that everybody has. But now, so what I did with this one also, I wanted a little bit of bling. I thought, well, why not? Because we've got a nice bit of bling on the card. So I've just got the distressed spritz, the fossilised amber. I'm not actually using it. I need to give them a good shake. I just want to take a little bit out. I'm not using it as a spritz. I'm just going to use it as a paint. I'm just going to take a little bit in the middle. Got the light shining on it, so let me just. That's it. Mica and these are just absolutely stunning. So Ranger product, so you know, you're always guaranteed of it being. Just pop in nice. It's just it's more of a wash really than anything else over the top. Just very, very lightly, and it just gives that little bit of richness. Now I have I did put a little bit of where is it? Oh, it's behind my pencil box. I put I've run out of glossy accents actually, so I'm using it's just it's a similar thing. It's a gloss glaze. Just want a teeny weeny bit. Just put a bit there on my glass mat there, and just put in a little bit. And I've just put some on the top flower. There, like so. And I've got one of the tags out, foilables, and I've just gone around and popped it onto some red card, because I wanted the red and the golds and all the traditional colours. I've also got the Noel out of the sentiments, and what I've done here is to tie everything in. I actually coloured the Noel with the fossilised amber spritz. I gave it 2 coats. I did it once very thinly, and then I did it again, and then I've just gone in with my pencils just for the little bits, and then I have glossed over again with what I've just used. And then I've got let me see, where is it? Here. So it's the large hexagons, and basically when you cut, as you well know, when you cut this hexagon and that one, you also get that gorgeous thin frame that comes out of there. So it's a twofer. You get the inside and you get that as well. And I always keep mine, and then I colour them up, and I just colour them up just using, I keep them white, and then I just colour them up using the pen according to the colour that I want them. So, and then just use them whenever you want something just a little bit extra. So we're just going to pop little bits of glue.
Yeah, Brian says you got Noel on there, but there's no Liam for some reason. That's because they're split up still.
No, they're not split up at the moment,
Yeah,
apparently. No, they're not. As far as I know, that they're not.
They've maybe fallen out.
I'm sure that Brian likes them because, of course, he's from up that way.
Is he now?
Yeah, I do believe so. Do you like them, Brian? You'll have to let us know. Just pressing that down the piece of card because obviously it's very...
Everybody loves your tidy mat.
My tidy mat?
Well, yeah,
My glass mat?
Glass mat, yeah. Julie and Yvonne. I believe how tidy it is. You should have seen it before she come live, no doubt.
Actually, I've been tidy all day. I've been having a time. Yeah, I've been having
I
a...
can't comment because
I know, and of course I can't actually. I don't have anybody to witness it, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
Now I'm just offsetting that because it looks quite nice. Just using this bit of card again, just to press it down. A little bit of a glue there, but it will dry clear, so I don't think we need to unduly worry about that. Right, now then, so we need to put our bits and bobs on. So I'll put the tag on first. This tag is not as big as the one that I had previously, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't. There's no reason. This is just waste from crafty board, or I use cardboard, as we all know we all do. There we go. Well, you do if you've got any scent, it saves your bob or two. Right, so I'm just going to place that roughly there, and then again put some. Well, I've got a little pot underneath my desk. I've got a little set of drawers the side of me with all my bits and bobs in, and I've got a little pot of all my waste, so I'll just dip into that. It's just going to go on. There we go. Pop, let's get that straight. And then I think I'll lift these as well. Put a little bit of something on there. Put one there. And maybe one there. Now, I did make a ribbon bow. I ran out of this green one, so I went looking for some more green, and then when I put it on here, I didn't think it went, so I'm not going to put it on. In fact, I don't think I need to put a bit of ribbon on that because it looks alright. And now, let me just get my Brian tool. And I just want to pop, I think I need to wash it actually, just a few berries here and there onto the, yeah, I think it needs washing because every now and again it does, doesn't it, because of it loses its sticky, stick down, that's it. And one more.
Yeah, Brian sister knows the Gallaghers.
Brian's sister knows them. Wow, that's a claim to fame, Brian. Excellent. Did she get some tickets? That's the question. Our Kate and Ryan did. They went. When I said to Carl about it, I said, oh, would you like to go, Carl? He said, no. He said, and I'm not actually going to tell you what he said, because it's not his sort of music, but there you go. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I know thousands and thousands of people enjoyed them, so. Right, okay, so that one is the foiling one in the background. So we've got this one, which was the original one. These are foilables. I just cut the white from around the edges on those. I didn't cut the white on those, so you can do either or, whatever floats your boat. I did foil that, and I also foiled the Noel, but I didn't on this one because of forgetting the laminator. It was a bit of a worry. So yeah, so there we go. So that's the alternative. It's sort of, it's nice just to change it up slightly, isn't it? So there we go. So a little idea for you using the relief paste. It's also super affordable. It's, if you are interested, just send me a message, and then we'll sort you some out, because it's a brilliant product, absolutely fantastic, and it's a good sized pot, and it'll last you for goodness knows how long. So I'd be interested to see how many people have a go with it and see what they also use it with. That'd be quite interesting. Right, so we'll get turned back round again then, and we'll say our good night. Oh, let me turn you around. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. Right, so hopefully you've enjoyed that. It's an interesting product, and it gives a really nice effect. And of course, bringing in all the other lovely goodness that is from our lovely Julie, then it works really well. Yeah. Oh, Julie would like some. Oh, well, I think we'll be able to sort that out, Julie. Right, okie dokie then. Well, thank you ever so much, all of you, for popping in and having a little look. And I will see you. Oh, don't think we've got anything on planned until next month now, but I'll be around obviously on the design team site. Thank you, Julie, for asking me to do it again this evening, because I love doing it, love showing you bits and pieces. And please continue to show us all your inspiration, because honestly this group blows me away with the amount of inspiration that you post. It's absolutely fantastic. And we'll see you really soon. Okay, all right, I'll say good night, and it's good night from me, and it's
good night from me too.
I don't think the two Ronnies will take us on. Oh, hi, Pat. I didn't realise that Pat was in. Oh, lovely. Just as I'm going. All right. Ta-da then, everybody, and thank you ever so much. Bye. Bye. Bye.